A feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. Do you know why? What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the conversation. Now, you guys remember a few days ago, I talked about the victim of the club incident where she was, like she said, popped in the face by Sean Combs. And she did an interview on News Nation. I played that clip. I'm not going to go into that again, but she discussed J.Lo being there with him, handing him the weapon that he used to do the damage to her that she has been screaming about since she was put on the operation table to be put under to have the surgery done. She said that he did it, and she also claimed that his then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, as she likes to be called now, but back then J.Lo, was the one that actually handed him the weapon in the 99 shooting. So I want to talk about this story from Radar Online. The story is the FBI may expand its SEX trafficking probe into embattled hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs following claims that he used then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez to carry his weapon in an infamous 99 nightclub incident, RadarOnline.com has learned. Law enforcement sources told the New York Post that the incident could be reinvestigated in the wake of new information revealed in producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones's $30 million sexual assault lawsuit. Michael, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, a New York criminal defense attorney who is familiar with the case, said, "They got eyes on him in Miami, and the feds are talking to witness after witness. They're corroborating everything they can, but everything past and present is on the table with Mr. Diddy right now." Jones alleged in his lawsuit that Diddy openly bragged about committing the, you know what, and getting away with it. According to Jones, quote, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the incident in the nightclub in New York, and that Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J.Lo, carried the weapon into the club for him and passed him the weapon after he got into an altercation with another individual. He went on to claim that Diddy was often bragging about bribing witnesses and jurors in the criminal case concerning the 99 NYC nightclub incident with Shine. Diddy and Lopez were arrested alongside Diddy's bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, and fellow rapper Jamal Shine Barrow following a 99 incident in a Times Square nightclub that left 3 bystanders wounded. The incident allegedly stemmed from an argument between Diddy and another man named Matthew Scar Allen. Isn't it funny how all these people have these nicknames? Anthony Wolf Jones, Jamal Shine Barrow, Sean Diddy Combs, Matthew Scar Allen. It's not like even their middle names. It's all nicknames. Anyway, Lopez was released from custody without being charged after 14 hours in jail. Diddy and Jones also walked free, but Shine was eventually sentenced to 10 years in prison after a 7-week trial in early 2001. Despite Shine's conviction, rumors that Diddy made Shine take the fall have persisted. Natania Reuben, one of the 3 victims in the incident, has long insisted that Combs is the one who did what happened to her. She said, I literally watched them pull out the weapons. I had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got popped in my nose, Reuben said during an appearance on News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas reports on Thursday. I watched everything occur and have described it.
vehemently to all parties involved. I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face. I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial, she added. She is adamant. And I commend her because not a lot of people would have the bravery to do that. All right. Glenn Beck, a martial arts expert who was working security at the club that night and testified at Shine's 2001 trial, has denied the claims that Diddy was responsible for the incident and used a weapon smuggled in by J.Lo. I remember how well she was dressed that night, and she's very slim. She's not going to be hiding a weapon in that outfit, he told the New York Post. Do you believe him? Or do you believe that he's one of the people that Lil Rod Jones said that he bragged about bribing and paying witnesses off? That's what I would think. Federal investigators may also look into Diddy and his son Justin Combs' role in a 2022 incident at the Chalice recording studio in Los Angeles. Diddy was recently spotted out and about in Miami following the Homeland Security raids on his homes in LA and Miami. Listen, I have no issues with them reopening the case. But what I would hope is if they were to reopen it and they were to investigate, that it would come to something that would be an answer for Natania, because to go into all of this and then to ultimately not charge Sean Combs and even J.Lo, because if normal, regular, everyday people, let's say like you or I, were in some situation like that, and I handed someone the weapon and then they used that weapon to, do you not think that they wouldn't do something to me? I truly hope that she gets the justice that she has been searching for and been waiting for all these years, because some people may feel like, well, she got money. She sued Sean Combs and got paid. But for some people, that's not enough. Actually, there are some people that do want criminal justice for what happened to them. Some people don't just want the money. Some people really do want the criminal justice system to step in and do the work. Not everyone's just looking for a payday. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, with it being so many years ago, although some people may feel like, yeah, if J.Lo was involved, she needs to get the justice that is coming to her too. They did arrest her and they did hold her in jail for 14 hours. But for whatever reasons, they let her go. That happened so long ago. And if I don't want to say it like this, if she just handed, but you know what I mean. If she handed him the weapon, I don't really know what could be done to her at this point. I'm not saying nothing can be done to her, but it would be really hard. And because of who she is and the status that she has, let's just be honest, they're not really going to go to the full extent to charge her for handing him this weapon. And even if she can be proven to have handed him the weapon, they could say, well, she didn't know that he was going to do what he did with the weapon. I don't know. I just feel that it would be a hard thing for them to go after her for this. But I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to have some sort of justice handed her way for the involvement that she had in the situation. But when it comes to him, oh yeah, 100%. He needs to be held accountable in the criminal justice system, because I don't think that Rodney lied about any of the things that he has said. I don't believe that he's lying. Thank God, of course, I was not there. But somebody can say what they say, and you have the right to believe them or not believe them. I am using my rights to believe the things that he alleged. So I'm not saying that they're true, but I'm saying that I believe what he has said, and that's it. So this slime ball, this monster, him being out and about, living it up, throwing up the peace sign to the cameras and just acting like, yeah, I'm just living my life like it's just another ordinary day. You know, it reminds me years ago when all the rumblings started coming up again about R. Kelly, and they they had him on video with some of his homies, and they were discussing some different allegations, not the same ones, but basically discussing allegations and rumblings of things that people were saying about him. And he just proudly and boastfully was like, it's too late. If they were going to do something, they should have did something 30 years ago. And look at where he's at now. So in situations like this, I don't believe it's too late when it comes to him. Now, when it comes to J.Lo, I don't know. I'm not saying they need to leave her alone or just let it go. Listen, if I was Natania and I saw J.Lo hand him the gun, I would feel the same way that she would feel, and I probably would be saying the same things that she's saying. So I don't fault her in that. I'm just saying I don't know what the extent is going to be when it comes to him, if they're going to investigate her even more, or if they're just going to leave it alone. And even if they do investigate her more, where it ultimately might end up. But I mean, I do believe that life has a way of paying people back. And yeah, she's living an amazing life now and all that other stuff. But I believe she's in an unhappy marriage. I don't believe her husband is really happy in the marriage that he's in with her. I do believe that she thinks more highly of herself than she ought to think. That's one of the reasons why that Amazon Prime, whatever she has, that special, whether it's a autobiography or whatever it's supposed to be about her, This Is Me Now, flopped. I believe that's one of the reasons why her concerts and the tour that she's got, tickets aren't really selling well and albums flop, because people are just not thinking about her as highly as she feels that they should think about her, and as highly about her as she thinks of herself. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, obviously she's not struggling, so that goes without saying. But for some people like that, just the ego blow is huge to them. You know what I mean? But I don't know how far it's going to go with her, but I just wanted to talk about this briefly because I do feel for Natania, and I'm actually happy that her voice is now really starting to be heard, because I didn't hear these things from her years ago. I didn't know any of these things that she's saying now. So I'm happy that she's speaking now and people are listening. Her voice is traveling, and she is not living and cowering in fear. And she even said on that News Nation interview, I love living. I love my life. I'm happy. I am healthy. So if anything were to happen to me, if I were to come up missing, or just something just out of the blue happens, it's not because that is a coincidence. That speaks bravery for her to even speak like that. You know what I mean? Because it's just really weird when it comes to these different people like this that I believe operate in very dark spaces spiritually. A lot of them operate in witchcraft and different things like that. So when these people that they have a issue with or ought against or something like that, and these people wind up sick, or unfortunately they lose their lives, they pass away, Kim Porter, it's just really crazy. So I'm actually happy that she actually said that on a public platform, and that has traveled. But I pray God's covering and protection over her, that nothing will happen to her, and that she gets the justice that she's looking for. But when it comes to J.Lo, I don't know. I understand her wanting to seek justice if she was involved 100%. But and when it comes to the money and the time and the efforts and all of that for what she said that J.Lo did, I don't know if they're going to really pursue it much. But I could be wrong. So I'm not saying they're not going to. I'm just saying I don't know. But you can let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Thanks so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.
Wonder if we maybe